We join together this morning to seek justice, equality, and fairness in the world. Our hearts are touched by the human need we feel around us, whether far away or within reach of our hands. We come here to be together because this is how we believe our lives are best lived, in questioning and in conversation, in compassion and in service, in gratitude and in joy, in companionship and in love. It is good to be together with you this morning. For further news, this is the business part. Please remember to read our weekly email, which provides comprehensive information about everything going on at MVUUC. Visitors, if you'd like to start receiving our weekly email, make sure to fill out one of the blue cards that Megan is modeling for us. Thank you, Megan. In the back pockets, and put the card in the box on the greeters table. It is conveniently rainbow colored. We have also provided envelopes in the seat backs for those who may want to use them for offertory later on in the service. Remember to write your name on it if you want tax credit for your contribution. Please take a minute to greet your neighbors. Have you had a chance to meet Christine? Oh, yeah? Yes, you did. Yes. She was at the table. I'm gonna just let this happen naturally. The chalice will be lit today by Sue Drake. Please join me in reading the words provided for you as we light the chalice. As we light this chalice, let us remember those who came before us, our LGBTQ plus ancestors, those who had unimaginable courage to fight for an equitable world. Opportunity to witness. Those who planted the seeds of revolution, demanding we be afforded the rights we deserve, and those who we've lost along the way. May this flame remind us of our commitment to carry on their legacy and to continue to fight for the rights of LGBTQ plus people everywhere. Now's the time for sharing of joys and concerns. Tina, please stop recording the service at this time. I forgot to silence my phone. I will do that in a minute. At MVUUC, we use the elements of stone and water during this sacred time to help us give voice to our deepest feelings and share life's blessings and hardships with one another. We invite you to share your personal joys and concerns, but please refrain from politics, announcements, or speeches. Please join
It's time for our first musical selection of the morning. Join me in the gray hymnal for hymn number 347. Gather the Spirit. You may stand or sit as Spirit moves you to do so.
Gather the Spirit, harvest the
appear all the same. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then, gather in hope, compassion and strength, gather to celebrate once again. Gather the spirit of heart and mind, seeds for the sowing are laid in store, nurtured in love and conscience refined, with body and spirit united once more. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then, gather in hope, compassion and strength, gather to celebrate once again. Gather the spirit growing in all, drawn by the moon and fed by the sun, winter to spring and summer to fall, the chorus of life resounding as one. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then, gather in hope, compassion and strength, gather to celebrate once again. You may be seated.
Beloveds, we were never meant to hide in closets, and we were never to be spoken of in whispered corners by a world filled with others afraid of their own reflections. We are from the flame of Channing's truth, Olympia Brown's relentlessness, and Lou Alcott's defiance of societal expectations, and Thoreau's solitude of freedom. Freedom of solitude. We are here, heirs of a theology that says love is love. The soul is not gendered, that covenants live in hearts, not courtrooms. Laws can be cruel and narrow, but our faith remains wide, widening still more until every child hears their pronouns in liturgies, and every parent of a trans child hears their entire congregation reflect back, "You are not alone," in the face of their fears. We have always been here, from pulpits to picket lines, from the ancestors you called heretics to our kitchen tables, where we sat with chosen families, speaking our truths into becoming real. This world may pass bans, overturn laws, rewrite constitutions, threaten us, but our marriages were holy before they were licensed, and our identities were sacred before we had names. Today, again, and every day, bless those coming out and those staying in. Bless the drag, bless the transitioning, bless the questioning, bless the kinfolk, bless our chosen families, and bless us. Because we have faced ourselves, loved ourselves, saw ourselves, and we declared we are beauty and goodness and unicorns with a bit of rainbow and a lot of heart. We gather now in the wake of their efforts to erase as a sign that we are not so easy to erase, and knowing that we are literally love becoming. We were never meant to hide. We were always meant to blaze.
As an undergraduate at Rutgers University, I loved going to the annual celebration for National Coming Out Day every October, even before I myself came out of the closet. I went to support my friends, you know, those college friends that very quickly begin to feel like family. And I noticed something every time I attended. Every time we held this celebration up the street on College Avenue were the men in suits, handing out their little green Bibles. Every single year. They weren't out around Christmas time. They never came out during Holy Week. Only by some cosmic coincidence for National Coming Out Day. Thus, I think it's fair to say I've been tired of these kinds of targeted attacks by Christians against queer communities for more than 30 years. But I had no idea how much worse it would get with the rise of social media. I asked to do this service on Pride today because every time I see major posts online in celebration of Pride Month, they are inevitably followed by responses from Christians saying, "Pride is a sin." And sometimes I just can't help myself. I need to come here on a Sunday at MVUUC and pick a fight with the people of God. So, let's begin to break this down together. The biblical approach to the concept of pride is rooted in placing oneself above God. Throughout the Bible, it takes many different forms: a desire for fame and fortune, the rejection of God's teachings or instructions, self-aggrandizement, looking down on others, or taking credit for that which God has done. Theologians have argued that it is the greatest sin, with C.S. Lewis writing in Mere Christianity in 1952, quote, "According to Christian teachers, the essential vice, the utmost evil, is pride. Unchastity, anger, greed, drunkenness, and all that are mere flea bites in comparison. It was through pride that the devil became the devil." I had to admit, that's a damn good line. Pride leads to every other vice. It is the complete anti-God state of mind. It is pride which has been the chief cause of misery in every nation and every family since the world began. For Christians, then, pride is rooted in practices that exalt the self over God and the good of one over the good of all. Now, from a UU perspective, there's much here that is helpful. Yes, I know our faith does not take a set position on the existence of God. We have people in this congregation who believe in God. We have people in this congregation who don't, people who are questioning. That's fine. Our view of the religious idea of pride is less rooted in that relationship to God than it is in our relationships to one another and the world around us. I think most of us were drawn to this faith, in no small part because of its teachings around social justice, equity, and love. Our faith tradition has long criticized those who exploit others for personal gain. It challenges the greed that creates inequalities across the globe. It asks us to protect the physical world around us from exploitation and pollution. It calls on us to create a more just and equitable society for all, while pushing us to work to make that happen in our own congregations and communities. And here at MVUUC, a lay-led congregation, we lean into the notion that all of us have something to contribute to the spiritual life and teachings of our faith community, and that all of us have much to learn from one another. In so many ways, UU ideals and practices embody a rejection of biblical pride, centering healing, cooperation, and connection in its place. But still, I hear and read the calls from Christians attacking pride celebrations that center LGBTQ+ lives. In their minds, our very existence is a rejection of God. based on their homophobic, transphobic, and patriarchal interpretations of religious texts. Now, I am not going to waste my breath today trying to convince bigots to change their minds. As queer people, we have moved beyond the phase of justifying our lives and our existences to people who hate us. Nor am I going to take the usual route of looking at biblical translation over the last 2,000 years, as valuable as that is, to question the roots of these hatreds. However, I am going to push back on the idea that queer people celebrating pride is somehow a sinful act. Poet Leo Herrera described pride as, quote, a sacred geometry. Pride equals loss plus survival. In it, he says, there is a sort of magic. Quote, its trick is to seem delicate and precarious even after surviving 50 years and 2 plagues. Pride is both our sun and axis, our 1970 Big Bang, inertia forever expanding towards sexual liberation and gender obliteration, a jazz funeral rolling toward a screaming kind of love. I find it odd that this conception of pride does not resonate with more Christians. The very foundation of their faith is a figure in Jesus who combined loss and survival. Catholic and Protestant churches alike celebrate the martyrs who sacrificed their lives rather than repudiate their faith and their truth. They hold up these martyrs as examples of those who were called dangerous by powerful interests, those who were deemed enemies of the state or of other faith traditions, those who were persecuted and killed. We celebrate Pride every year in recognition of those who refuse to renounce their identities, in response to the continued oppression we face, and in remembrance of our own martyrs. June is not only the anniversary of the Stonewall Rebellion, today, 57 years ago, and those who fought back against police harassment across 3 glorious days in 1969. It is the anniversary of the Pulse nightclub shooting in 2016 that took 50 lives, including the gunman. It is the anniversary of the Upstairs Lounge arson in 1973 that killed 32 queer people. It is the anniversary in 1981 of the first published report of what would become known as AIDS. Yet somehow, through so much loss, we continue to come together every June to share our joy with the world. We fly our flags, we display the rainbow, we march and sing and dance, unapologetically asserting our place in this society. The Reverend Jackie Lewis of Biddle Collegiate Church in New York City, the oldest continuously running Protestant church in North America, has spoken movingly of how much she has learned of her own theology from being invited into the lives of her queer congregants. Reverend Lewis tries to make her congregation a welcoming one every month of the year. She has worked with queer Christians to help them overcome the guilt instilled in them by prior faith communities, guilt that had convinced them that no matter what they did, they were bound for hell. She had trans congregants bring them along with her on their journeys of transformation and celebrated what she saw as human beings acting side by side with God as co-creators of our reality. And she attends Pride every June, seeing it as a celebration of every human being mirroring her image of God, an image rooted in the idea that God is love. For Reverend Lewis, Pride is a reminder of the best of what religion can be, giving thanks that we are here, that we have survived, and that all of us are part of something much bigger than our individual selves. That is why it pains me so much when others use religion as a means of gatekeeping rather than an open door of welcome. One of the great ironies is that many of the Christians engaging in these targeted attacks are likely committing their own form of pride. Theologian Thomas Terrence, former president of the C.S. Lewis Institute, described spiritual pride with language from Luke 18:9 as those, quote, who trusted in themselves that they were righteous and treated others with contempt. Terence used the parable of the Pharisee and the tax collector to show spiritual pride at work. He wrote, "It tells of a much despised tax collector and a self-righteous Pharisee who went up to the temple to pray. The Pharisee proceeds to commend himself to God because of his careful observance of the law and to look down with scornful contempt on the sinful tax collector. God, I thank you that I am not like other men, extortioners, unjust, adulterers, or even like this tax collector. I fast twice a week. I give tithes of all that I get." Notice in his prayer that his focus is not really on God at all, but on how good he is and how bad others are. Here is pride wrapped in the cloak of religion and giving it a bad name. The tax collector is so painfully aware of his sins and his unworthiness before God that he cannot even lift his eyes as he stands in the back of the temple, far from the altar. Pounding his breast in sorrowful contrition over his sins, he can manage only the desperate plea, "God, be merciful to me, a sinner." In the Greek text, it actually reads, "the sinner." His focus is very much on his own sins, not the sins of others, and especially on the need for God's mercy. In a surprising reversal of expectation, Jesus says that God answered the tax collector's prayer, not the Pharisees. Then he concludes with his main point, "Everyone who exalts himself will be humbled, but the one who humbles himself will be exalted." Now, I do not agree with all areas of Terrence's analysis of pride, but I appreciate his willingness to call out the issues with his fellow Christians, to distinguish between those who revel in the appearance of piety versus those who live their faith authentically. And even Terence acknowledges something that is crucial to understand. Not all pride is bad pride. Pride in one's faith or country, pride in the accomplishments of loved ones, pride that upholds the dignity of people rather than tearing them down is holy. It is a celebration of our shared lived experience. I would argue that pride in our own abilities and accomplishments, especially when accompanied by a recognition of those who help make that success possible, is also a good form of pride. Many of the same Christians who condemn our celebration as sinful have no problem showing pride in their faith by posting Bible verses in their bios or waving their national flag in a show of patriotism. Pride, it seems, is only sinful when they have already decided that they hate you. I must admit, there are times when this makes me feel extremely bitter towards Christian churches as a whole. You might have picked up on that a little bit this morning. I know. That is when I need to remind myself of queer Christians who have long fought back against these notions. I remind myself about Jemima Wilkinson, born in Rhode Island in 1752. Following a near-fatal bout of typhus in 1776, Wilkinson shed that name along with any gendered pronouns, wore androgynous clothing, and began preaching as the public universal friend for the next 40 years. The Friend preached a message that included telling women they answered to God, not to men, and speaking out against the evils of slavery. I remind myself of Pauli Murray. After becoming one of the most important civil rights attorneys of the 20th century, shaping how the law looks at both race and sex discrimination, Murray became the first black woman ordained a minister in the Episcopalian Church. During life, Murray was a lesbian. In death, biographers now talk about Murray as either trans or non-binary, based on private writings in which Murray acknowledged feeling more masculine than feminine, and sometimes using male pronouns. Following the passing of longtime partner Irene Barrow from a brain tumor, Murray chose to leave a tenured professorship at Brandeis University to start theological studies at 62 years old. They used that training to write and talk about the Christian faith while centering themes of racial and gender justice. And I think of all the queer, friendly, and welcoming congregations that see no room for hatred in their vision of Christianity. Right here in Bowling Green, outside of ourselves, of course, I've had a bunch of chances to work with the Reverend Dr. Jeff Schooley at First Presbyterian Church of BG, who connects his queer positive theology to other ongoing social issues, especially around immigration rights. Now, I know I'm preaching to the choir here. I know that you know why Pride celebrations are still necessary in 2026. But I am tired of ceding theological ground to those who use Scripture to support hate, especially as they try to tie that theology to formal state power. I'm also tired of how they continue to misuse the Bible. We don't have one sacred text, we have many, but the Bible is one of them. And I worry what happens when one voice, one interpretation of that text is all that we hear. I will continue fighting back against all of this, to hopefully leave a better and more welcoming world to my 21-year-old trans son. As queer people, our fight is not with God, nor is it with biblical pride. Our fight is with injustice. In the words of one of our greatest queer hymn writers, Freddie Mercury, God knows, I want to break free. And in the process of freeing myself and other queer people, we want to free Christianity of the hatred that weighs it down when it should be lifting people up. May it be so.
Let us pause to honor the silences of the world as we enter a brief time of quiet reflection and meditation. I will ring the bell when the minute is over.
Time for more music. We're still in the gray hymnal for hymn 354, We Laugh, We Cry. Again, you may stand or sit as Spirit moves you.
Something here to hold, sharing is an answer. A child is born among us and we feel a special glow. We see time's endless journey fills, we watch the baby grow. We thrill to hear the divination freely running wild. We dedicate our minds and hearts to the spirit of this child, and we believe in life and in the strength of love when we have found a time to be together. And with the grace of age, we share the wonder of youth, and we believe that growing is an answer. Our lives are full of wonder, our time is very brief. The death of one among us fills us all with pain and grief. But as we live on, we shall die, and with our lives are done. The memories of our shared and friends, they linger on, and we believe in life and in the strength of love, and we have found a place to be together. We have the right to grow, we have the gift to believe that within our living is an answer. We seek elusive answers to the questions of this life. We seek to put an end to all the waste of human strife. We search for truth and reality and blessing of the mind, and then we come together here to make sense of what we find, and we believe in life and in the strength of love, and we have found a joy being together. And in our search for peace, maybe we'll finally see, even to question truly is an answer.
Now let there be an offering to sustain and strengthen this church, which is important to so many of us. We gratefully dedicate this offering to the good of the church, the wider community, and the world. If you make automatic pledge payments and would like to indicate the support, please place one of the yellow cards in the basket. If you want today's contribution to count towards your annual pledge, please put it in an envelope with your name on the front so that we know who to credit it to. Please put your name on the front. I'm telling you as treasurer, please do that. Our closing words today are from Heather Rion Starr. May whatever gatherings or activities we engage in this Sunday afternoon help restore us. our connections to one another, our sense of hope, beauty, and fun in the world, our deep knowing that we have to take care of ourselves and each other with love and joy if we are to soulfully survive the world's mayhem. Let us carry the flame of the chalice into the world, serving others with love and a sense of justice. Join me in reading the words provided as we extinguish the chalice. Be kind, be brave, be just, be merciful. This is how to keep the chalice flame burning until we are together again to light it anew. Before our closing song, we have time for a few brief announcements. Come to the podium if you have one to make. I'll go ahead and throw this out there since Sue just sat down, but Sue and I are looking to do a craft fair and rummage show in October, October 10th. Put that in your calendars right now. We're still figuring out the details for that. Yes.
Coming up with you.
Yes. Come on. Okay. So it's October 10th, which is a Saturday.
If
Yes.
you have a craft that you would like to bring to a table, we thought to make a little money for the church, we would charge $10 a craft. You could always share that cost with somebody else. We thought about charging either a $2 admission or having somebody donate an item for the Brown Bag Food Pantry as admission, and then we can donate that money to Brown Bag. And if you have items that you would like to donate to a rummage sale, that would be awesome too. So we've got plenty of time to get this set up. We're thinking that crafters do not necessarily need to just be from this church. So if you know other people who make handicrafts or art that you think would like to, have a table here, please let us know. And we are going to need people to help with setup, tear down, those kinds of things. So
Yeah, and we're starting the ground early so that we can get this momentum going and help spread the word and get the ball rolling. So yeah, if you're interested in volunteering with us, talk to me or Sue.
Thank you for that service. Always needed.
Yes.
I came out in the 70s. It was not easy. So I really appreciate all the celebration. Meditation group is still happening, and we are happening on Wednesdays from 6 to 7. And then we will be having active aging beginning yoga class starting this Wednesday. It will be from 7:15 to 8:15, and we're going to store the props somewhere here. I've got a lot of props. Please bring a mat, comfortable clothing, come as you are. All are invited. If you're breathing, you got a body, you can be here. At the very, very beginning, and just welcome all of you so we can practice together and enjoy that. We will be meeting from July 1st through August 26th each Wednesday. Come anytime.
We are going to start painting our shed this afternoon, so if anyone would like to participate in that or find that particularly fun, we'll start in about 30 or 40 minutes.
Our next reading for the intersectional reading group is the graphic novel Persepolis by Marjane Satrapi. If you're not familiar, it's a story about her childhood growing up in Iran, where she witnessed the transition into the theocracy and the struggles that proceeded from there. It's an amazing story, and of course you probably have heard that the author did pass away recently, so this is sort of in honor of her. Anyway, our meetings will start on Thursday, July 16th. Thursday, July 16th. It's in the newsletter. And so if you want to get your copy of Persepolis either from the library or from an independent bookseller like Gathering Volumes or wherever, yeah, this is your heads up. So I look forward to speaking with you about that. If you need information for the Zoom, we do meet over Zoom, so if you want that information, just email me. My email is in the newsletter, or you can talk to me after service. Thank you.
If you're able, be sure to stop by and look at the wonderful food that we have given to us by all of the congregation members who brought it yesterday for the blood drive. And there's a lot of stuff out there, so stop by and get a light lunch if you want. Bye.
Hello, I come to you as a member of the Sunday Services Committee. I probably should have checked with Tina to see where we are on submissions for this, but I'm going to go ahead and plug it anyway. Our next service, pretty sure our next service, is a discussion about America's 250th birthday, and we are looking for stories of like when you have felt or feel pride in being an American, or times where you have felt particularly proud of this country. I know that in the current times, gestures broadly at everything, that can be hard to hold. And while we do hold space for the rah, 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 I hate the government and have contention with it, we're looking for some more uplifting reflections on what it means and feels like to be an American, especially as a UU. So if you would like to share anything, the link for that has been in the last 2 newsletters, I believe. It's just email to me. And if you don't want to look for it in the newsletter, you can email Tina at news@mvuuc. Is it .com or .org? .org. News@mvuuc.org if you would like to submit something to have it read. Thursday, July 1st, which is not Thursday, that is Wednesday. If you want something shared, share it by next Wednesday. Oh, could be a photograph. It doesn't have to be doesn't have to be a written thing. It could be song, could be photograph, could be a piece of artwork, could be a story that you have either been told or experienced before, but a focus on the positive of being in this country, I think, is needed right now. So send those to Tina, and also if there are any updates for the newsletter for next week, have those to her by Thursday.
Hi, everybody. I wanted to let you know, in case you hadn't noticed, one of the projects we're currently doing is we are switching around the offices in the back. The front office is going to go in the back office, and the front office is going to become our library, among other uses. In doing that, some things are going, and for example, you may have noticed in the social hall that we have bookcases that we are no longer keeping. They are free to anyone that wants to haul it out of here. I think there's 3, but one has been claimed. And so there's 2 left, I believe. So if that interests you, please take it. If you can't take it today, but you can take it very soon, put your name on it if you want us to save it for you. Yep. And there will be also the desk that is currently in the office is going goodbye. So if you need a desk or want a desk, they're all free if you want them. We need them out of here. So put your name on it if you want it, and arrange to have it picked up, to pick it up. If you need to pick it up at a time when nobody's here, let us know, because we can arrange to have someone here with a key and open up and help you out with that. So, and keep an eye kind of in that area, because other free stuff probably will show up there as well. So out with the old, in with the new, but we want the old to get used again. So they're perfectly good stuff. We've just switched to something else. So thank you.
Are there any other announcements online? Okay. So after the closing song, we invite everyone in person to stay for coffee hour. Thank you for joining us.
Back in the Gray Book for hymn number 169, We Shall Overcome, and you may stand or sit as Spirit moves you.
We shall overcome, we shall